ready? And then just, I'm terrible with time. Give me like a 5-minute thing before we're done, all right? Because I can talk all day.
Okay.
Alrighty. Hi everybody, how you guys doing today? Good. My name's Beth McGonigal. I'm a certified professional dog trainer and a certified behavior consultant for canines. And so I'm here to talk to you guys today a little bit about behavior. How many of you are showing an interest in behavior specifically? Anything? Yeah, a couple of you, a little bit. I think as you get more experience with hands-on dogs, you're gonna realize, oh man, there is a need for technicians to be really well versed in behavior. And in fact, there's something called a fear-free certification that a lot of vets are working towards now, and veterinary technicians are working towards now at this point. So, what are some reasons why do we want dogs to be well behaved when they come to the vet? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What else? Yeah. Absolutely. Safer for the vet, safer for you guys. So I know that you've gone over appropriate handling, and you guys are all different levels, right? So I know that some of you have more hands-on experience than others, but I think if I could encourage you to do anything, it would be to continue to read dog body language very, very well. When I was greeted by some of your classmates outside, they all did the right thing, putting their hand out, letting the dog sniff it first. So I wanted to talk to you also about a little, few different tracks in animal behavior, because I find so often that folks go to tech school because we want to work with dogs, right? How many of you are dog folks? How many of you are cat folks? How many of you are both? Excellent, really nice. So a lot of times we go into working with animals because we want to put our hands on them, we want to love on them. Hi. What do you think, Juno? You sit for me? Good girl. And so we want to put our hands on them, and we want to help them, right? And so behavior is a really nice track to get into, even if you're more focused on the veterinary side of things. I have several colleagues who are technicians that also have a special interest in behavior. Now, behavior is not just something that we apply in the vet's office, although it is important so that you guys are not getting bitten and your veterinary colleagues are not getting bitten. Fine, you want to go say hi? Can I let her?
Yeah, I closed the door, sure.
Go ahead. Go ahead. And Juno, by the way, is 13 years old, and she's a therapy dog at Children's Hospital, but she's been out of work for a year now, so I brought her to come visit you guys so that she could get some work in. But there's a lot of tracks, even with a medical background, that can really help behaviorally, right? So some people like to train their dogs to go and do like therapy dog visits, or they train them for services, right? So folks who can't see, folks who are deaf, folks who have learning disabilities, those who have emotional disabilities or other handicaps. So that is one way that people work with dogs. Another way that people work with dogs, and not just a working capacity, is obviously pets, right? Now, how many of you think it's easier to train a dog than it is a human? You're totally right. You are so right. So oftentimes we spend a lot of time actually educating owners instead of educating just the dogs. Just like you guys oftentimes are providing education to the owners and not just loving up on the dogs. So I think that the human part is so critical in what you do, and learning to convey information appropriately to the humans that you're working with, not just taking care of the dogs. All of that is a really important part. Some other things that people do with dogs, some people like to compete in sports. I don't look like I like to run in agility, do I? And you would be correct. So some people do. You like to do agility. Woohoo! You have border collies, don't you? Yeah, we know lots of folks in the same circle.
Yes.
Yeah, and so some people love to do dog sports. I tend to focus more on fears, phobias, and anxieties, and that's something that you guys will see a lot of when you are out and practicing in the world, because people are going to come to you and say, oh gosh, my dog is so nervous, right? I am a big fan and a huge proponent of something called positive reinforcement-based dog training. Are any of you familiar with that? Yeah.
They better all raise their hand.
Yeah, raise those paws, those human paws. So positive reinforcement-based dog training is essentially we reward the dog for things that we like that they do rather than going straight to like a punishment-based technique. You all are science folks because you're in a science program, and so I'm sure that as you continue on, you'll become even more well-versed in what we reward the dog for and when we reward the dog. And essentially that's we ask the dog to do something and they do it, and then we use a marker. Some people use a clicker. Any of you familiar with clicker training? Oh, fun. You guys know all the good stuff. What do you need me for, Heather? This is great. They know all the good things, right?
We're here for the teachers.
Oh, good. Yeah. Have any of you ever done clicker training? Yeah, a little bit here, a little bit there, yeah. So this is a clicker, and what it does when you make the noise, oh, good girl, the dog knows that they've done something appropriate and that I owe them a snack. It's like a big IOU. And so more and more we're seeing veterinarians and veterinary technicians get into clicker training. Can I set this on your table?
Yeah, for sure.
And a way that you would use this in your profession, like we touch the dog's ear. Where'd you go? You don't want your snack. You need to go see. All right, fine. Go ahead. Is that we touch the dog's ear, we click and we feed. We touch the dog's paws, we click and we feed. And that click means you're getting a treat because of what we just did here. Now, this would be something you can work on with your own dogs at home. A lot of times folks won't be coming to you necessarily for behavior advice, but if you notice that a client's dog is having some sensitivities, you can always then advise, hey, maybe if you touch that dog's paw and then you say yes, or you use a clicker and you give a treat, that will make it easier for us next time to trim their nails, okay? You guys are gonna spend a whole lot more time with your clients than the veterinarians, yes? Yeah, a lot of times you are the first line of the people that they see, and I know several folks who really trust their techs just as much, if not more, than their veterinary counterparts, because you guys really get to know the dogs really, really well, right? Not just the ailments, but their personalities and their quirks. So really important that you guys have a general understanding of positive reinforcement so that you can make your lives easier in the field as well. Hi. Can you sit for me, please? Yes, good.
I can't believe she's 13.
Yeah, so she, 13 in a month. Yeah, in a month or so. She's actually the youngest of my old kids.
Oh,
Yeah. Huh.
don't you love the old ones?
I do. They're much easier. Puppies, for all of you, are not for the faint of heart. You know this, right? They've got little weapons in their mouth and all that. Huh. What do you want? You want to sing? Sing. No, you don't want to. Sing. Yes, good girl. Very nice. Good job. So in absence of a clicker too, sometimes you can also use a yes word and pair that with a treat. So I want to spend some time asking you guys if you have any particular questions for me or any particular questions about behavior. Yeah.
What kind of dog is that?
She is part Labrador, part German Shepherd, and part Malamute. Yeah, and she was a rescue. She was at Animal Rescue League as a little puppy, and I went in and scooped her up. So she is a rescue dog. I have 7 dogs at home, and they are all rescues. I've got everything from a little Chihuahua. You know he's the one that'll get your ankles if you walk in the house. And I've got 2 Beagles, and I've got her, and I've got a dog who's half Golden Retriever, half Rottweiler. I call him my Rotten Retriever. And I've got an Old English Sheepdog and a Vizsla.
Ooh.
How many is that?
7.